Thank you for being here, as always, and for sharing your time and your input and your insight and perspective when it comes to SHAC and the things that we talk about and we discuss and the things that we need to be aware of and consider as a district as we're planning and moving forward with all things that are health related for our kiddos. We are recording in the back, so if you haven't been to one of our meetings, we do post those on our website, and we'll talk about that in just a minute. So we'll call the meeting to order, and Mr. Nettles has agreed to read the minutes of the last meeting.
Okay. So we read all these, all the minutes?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. SHAC meeting May 13th, 2025. Lana Smith called the meeting in order at 10 a.m. Student Success Room at Administrative Center office, and welcome Livingston ISD's new superintendent, Dr. Jeff Pack. Those in attendance were Lana Smith, Jerry Nettles, Jennifer Birdwell, Aubrey Alexander, Robbie Vinson, David Murphy, Heather Duke, Kayla Mays, Angie Patrick, Aaron Barnes, Sharon Crunk, Jemiah Halter, Debbie Husky, Diane Houston, Dr. Derek James, Lisa Cagle, Veronica Foster, Julie Fowler, Kendall Benfer, and Debbie Flanagan. Ms. Smith began the meeting stating that the parent representative is still in need for this group. The parent representative will be a co-chair and review the agenda and discuss it before the meeting. She asked for referrals for anyone who would be interested. Stop the Bleed training for 7th through 12th grade students are it's going on now. There are 2 parents to the training. The first part is the online course. Once they complete the online course, they print off their certification and turn it into the campus nurse that is then taken a hands-on course which will be completed for their certification. May 23rd is the date for the hands-on course. We have scheduled this with CHI St. Luke's, which will assist Livingston ISD nurses depending on the number of students who participate. It is not mandatory training, but they're required to offer it. We have elementary PE teachers who have completed this course. We have a new AED on campus, as well as the Stop the Bleed kits. Staff members have been trained at the beginning of the year. All teachers have training modules that are required at the beginning of the year. Lana directed the group to the SHAC website, found under the parent tab of LivingstonISD.com SHAC tab. Agendas, meetings, and minutes are found at the SHAC website. Today we are meeting to state the requirements of the updated local school wellness policy. Lana reviewed the requirements for the school district that included the wellness policies found at the Texas SHAC network. Livingston ISD Wellness Plan was later updated for the 2021-22 school year. Ms. Smith reviewed the requirements of the Livingston ISD Wellness Policy. Our district roving chef comes to demonstrate how to make salsa and avocados, how to make pizza, and how to make biscuits. We visit each elementary school while items are baking. The chef engaged with the students in informed discussions of favored foods served in the cafeteria to help revise the campus menu. Plan to do the pop-up roving chef at the junior high and high school during the Chinese New Year was preparing and serving spring rolls, implementing goals for nutritional programs, promoting healthy eating choices, which is currently occurred at the elementary campuses and the junior high. Goal 2 of maintaining the SHAC page of the district website helped to meet the goals listed in the resources in the link to allow coaches to implement activities. Minutes of each meeting are posted in the district website. Monthly meetings of the school meals with nutritional information are also posted on the website. None of our schools have vending machines. Classroom parties have to follow procedures that require student access to healthy nutritional meals after the last time of the day, the last lunchtime of the day. Bulletin boards have healthy information posting students to engage. Goals of nutritional information as part of educating students. Students are required to eat half a credit through the health program as required for graduation. Students in grades kindergarten through 8th grade will receive nutritional education that fosters it. We use the CATCH program. It has some very good information, how the lessons are implemented. Coaches have explained how these lessons are implemented at the elementary and junior high level. Professional development is offered by coaches attending the CATCH training to offer a nutritional educational program. The curriculum is divided up to deliver effectiveness in each grade level. During the classroom setting, teachers have movement activities for students to get up, find a partner, and engage in many different activities. Go Noodle is an online activity that allows brain breaks, allows students to get up and get some physical activity. CSE has a garden activity where they partner with Texas Master Naturalist. This activity helps students appreciate growing their own food source. Goal of physical activity: offer activities to students outside of the physical education and other curriculum outside of competitive sports. Fitnessgrams is in place at Livingston ISD for students in grades 3 through 12. PE teachers are consistently adding data to the program. Parents have the ability to receive reports on their students. This has been wrapped up for the year. There's a list of activities that students are required to complete. CATCH has over 500 lesson plans and activities that are all ready to go, including scope and sequence, meet the needs of all students. The district is currently using Greenlight, a free program that manages the data of Fitnessgram. This data is required to be uploaded to TEA. LSD has the Jingle Bell Run, the Best Buddies Color Run, were both opportunities offered after school events to engage students and parents to participate. 1 year, the district offered opportunities for a weight loss campaign on each campus to encourage healthy choices. Vaccine clinics are offered to employees who are interested and offered through the school insurance health program. And Livingston Fitness Center offers a discount to district employees. The insurance offers discounts to promote healthy activity. The district circulates information to notify employees of these activities. The Friday Beat is a weekly newsletter full of information sharing activities for families and students to follow a healthy lifestyle. Livingston ISD participated in the U.S. Department of Agriculture nutritional program, including the National School Lunch Program and the School Breakfast Program. As required by federal law, the district has established nutritional guidelines to ensure that all food and beverages sold or marketed to students during the school day on each campus adhere to the federal regulations and guidelines and designed to promote students' health and reduce childhood obesity. Competitive programs or foods that have been offered outside of the lunch hours, fundraisers needed to be offered after the last lunch period. There are 6 days that were allowed, part days, to stay in compliance with federal requirements. This is usually Christmas and the last day. Every 3 years, as required by law, the wellness policy must be evaluated, reviewed the goals and objectives. Before students leave for the school year, there is a curriculum built into the CATCH program that encourages students to use sunscreen. The last thing on the agenda is the food allergy form. It will be in the new registration packet. Ms. Yuski is requiring more detail about student allergies so that they can be connected with each student. A doctor's note is required if there is an allergy. If the student is lactose intolerant, food service employees need to be able to know the allergies, including milk, cheese, ice cream. We also need an update form If students have allergies as an elementary student and have grown out of the allergy, the update needs to be made, or the student is prohibited from receiving the foods reflected in the account. Staff health. Texas Mobile Imaging has contacted the district to offer medical ultrasound screeners. Sharon Crunk, Executive Director with the Coalition Organization out of Angelina County. One of the goals of the grant is to encourage drug-free living. Their student groups promote activity on the school Facebook page. And Ms. Smith concluded the meeting.
And Jared Nettles will never volunteer.
She said you want to review, you're welcome.
Thank you for doing that. And I know sometimes it sounds redundant, but we talk about a lot of things in these meetings. So, and how Ms. Birdwell manages to keep up with everything. She compiles those minutes and keeps us updated as far as that's concerned. So thank you both. There's a lot of programs and things that we talk about that Jared and I work together on. I know that Catch and the Fitnessgram, and he's learning that whole process right now. So we kind of manage it together as far as things that we're supposed to be making sure that SHAC is aware of and has input on. So just know that as we move through the meetings that it is an open meeting. We do want your input on everything that we talk about. So just raise your hand, let us know, and you know, even from the campuses. For those of you, I think everybody has been to at least one SHAC meeting. Everybody in here represents, all the campuses are represented, the nurses are here, the counselors are here. We have administrators here, and we have community organizations, and then we have parents who have joined us so that, like I said earlier, we're getting everyone's perspective, because I think that's what makes an effective team, and I think that's what makes an effective committee. Parents are going to think about things from a different point of view than teachers or counselors or nurses, and so together we can make sure that we're, number one, fulfilling the requirements for school health programs, and two, that we're being specific to the needs of our students. So it's kind of like narrowing it down from the state says this, okay, but what's that going to look like for our kids? And you know, and we're not the only district that's doing that too as well. So I always start the meeting off. We do need a parent chair for SHAC. If you know of anybody that is interested, it's not something they're going to have to do on their own. They would work with me and Mr. Nettles to establish an agenda and just kind of chair the meetings. Basically what I do, we go through the agenda together, and it's just kind of a back and forth to share that capacity. So if anyone is interested, or if you know of a parent that I can reach out to that might be, please let me know.
We're looking at this. Wiggins over there.
Did she volunteer?
No, we're giving.
I was like, I'm volunteering.
So just so you know, we do maintain Ms. Birdwell and Ms. Alexander again. We have a School Health Advisory Council webpage. There's all kinds of information in here. Parent PTOs, campus behavior coordinators, weather alerts, an explanation of what SHAC is. We maintain a copy of our wellness policy, our fentanyl awareness program, our mental health resources that we have for our parents. And this is always a workable website. So if something new comes up that we feel like it may help parents with something they may be dealing with at home with their students, we will post it. We have resources. We have child welfare information. It's a gateway that they can access with any questions. It's mainly just a resource for parents who are just needing help. I think sometimes parents are not as comfortable asking outright, And so sometimes if they have more knowledge about something, then they're more likely to come to us with that issue and let us help them with it. We have the Texas Department of State Health is on the TEA website, is listed in here for what our requirements that we're part of what we're supposed to do as a SHAC committee. We have the Friday Beat newsletter, and that is a newsletter that has a ton of activities for school nurses, health service administrators, health physical educators, school administrators, and school board members, who all it's intended for as a resource for what can we do to help improve the physical activity for our students, what can we do to improve the nutrition aspects. It's got a lot of good resources, and it has additions, past editions are posted there as well. So if you're looking for some light reading, it actually is pretty interesting. I've gone through several of them, and I've learned quite a bit. Smart Snacks in Schools. That is basically the mandates as far as, school parties, what can we serve, when can we have snacks, when can we not, and that is based on their guidelines. That's not something that we do necessarily at the district level. They tell us how many we can have, and then they say, pick 2, and you can pick from these 5, and so we do have some say, I guess, but ultimately we do follow USADA guidelines on that. So be sure to just visit that website. I think that Ms. Birdwell has done a phenomenal job. All of our recordings are on here too, the minutes of our meetings, our agenda, board policy, basically all of our resources. The only other thing that I do need to mention is the fact that we do have our wellness tool. We completed that as a committee in May of 2025, and this has to be done every 3 years, so you can go on and review that. And it's basically, we did it as a committee, and it's just basically providing information on wellness policy and goals practice within Livingston ISD. And so we evaluate ourselves and how we think that we are doing. So that is posted there. And like I said, it'll be 2 more years before we actually have to complete that again. And the wellness policy as well. And that is in board policy, which lists everything that we do as a district. Information request, copies of the wellness plan, the assessment tool, all the things that we're supposed to be doing, nutrition guidelines, food and beverages that are sold. It kind of outlines everything that we're supposed to do as far as nutrition is concerned on the district. So if you want to read through that, please do so. I did plan, and let me check my email one more time, I have not heard back from Ms. Waite. I emailed her again. She was supposed to present at this meeting, and we went ahead and put her on the agenda in hopes that she could, but I know she had some trainings that were kind of back to back. And she's the one, she's going to do the presentation for ESTEAM, which is the program that we've been using. It was a program, it's been many years ago that SHAC reviewed those programs, and that was the one that we submitted to the board or recommended to the board to use. The ESTEAM program meets many of the requirements for TEA as far as the TEKS for health are concerned. And so I just think it's probably time that we just do, the TEKS have changed. I know last year we got a huge update on those health TEKS. And so just to kind of visit with you about how they've updated that curriculum to meet those. That program is for our 5th, 7th, and 9th graders. And the counselors present that program. And it's also, there's opportunities in that program for our school resource officer. There's some information that's provided through that curriculum that they can present. Our nurses participate in that too as well and different. So they can pull in other people who have a little bit more expertise in that particular area to visit with our kiddos about it. And so that's, like I said, we'll just set it up for her to present in our next one. The other thing as far as this team is concerned is we are probably due for another parent presentation. We did a parent presentation when the program first rolled out, and I think we had it at Creekside in the auditorium, and parents were able to come, and Tanya came and visited with them and made a presentation. That curriculum is, parents can request to review that curriculum at all of the campuses if they want to look at a hard copy of it. We also have it posted on our website if you want to, for them to view as well. Do we have that on here? Jennifer?
You mean the last parent meeting?
Esteem, is that under parent resources?
Lena, do you have like the Cliff Notes version of what that presentation is like for parents?
It's on there. It was on
Like
there.
super quick. Do you remember, Jennifer? Am I looking in the right
I'm
spot?
checking.
I think I've seen it on your page before.
It's under student
It's under-
services.
Yeah, it's under Esteem, under student services. And it explains to them what the program is. They can actually go to the Esteem website, and
And
they're
samples of the
in the
workbooks
process.
on
They're-
here.
They're in the process of updating everything because of that 5th edition. And so when I talked to Tanya last time, I said it would probably be a good idea to go ahead and offer another parent night so parents can come and ask questions and view the curriculum. And then she always has samples there for them to look through too. It is the program too that meets the abstinence requirement. I will say this, is that Esteem is very good, and it was one of the programs, one of the things that was brought up when we had our meeting, and we viewed a lot of different curriculums. Esteem approaches it from a viewpoint of what are your goals, and then narrows it down, what are some things that could get in the way of your goals, and so it is a piece of, that is a piece of it. It's not the whole curriculum. Does that make sense? And so, anyway, with the new 5th edition coming out, I said I would like to get her back and have her visit with SHAC, and then offer that parent meeting again so they can come back and we can offer it for our parents to come and view it if they want to, and hear her too as well.
Do we know when we're going to get workbooks?
They are en route. She has been in Africa, so that's her. Hi, Tanya. Oh, I am. Let me, we were just talking about that. No. Yeah, go ahead and hang up and I'll put you on now. I've already talked a lot of good things about you. Okay, you're on. Can you hear me? No, let's see if we can make this work. Can you hear me? I can hear you.
Can you turn up the volume, Lena?
Two more over.
Well, I was going to see, we're supposed to have this?
Let's see.
It's better.
Can y'all hear her?
Yeah, that's better.
That's better.
Okay, we can hear you.
Just test this real quick. You can hear me?
I can hear you and we can see you, yes.
Okay, let me see, what about now? Oh, I think
Yes.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me? No, I think we can hear her.
Super.
But I don't want you to look at me, you can look at our group. There they are.
Oh, hi, everybody. Sorry about joining you late, I apologize.
Well, I told them that you were trying to do 2 trainings at one time, and so trying to accommodate everybody. So we appreciate you taking the time to be able to meet with us. And I was just visiting with them, just as you called, about the updates that have taken place and the fact that you and I had talked, and probably would be a good idea to have you visit with SHAC and then come back and with a parent night and set that date up so we could have parents come and give them the option to come and view the curriculum again, so.
I would love to come and bring the workbooks to the parents who want their own copy, to bring a parent resource packet that has everything in it from brain development and rewiring the brain on digital devices to positive and negative apps. I mean, the resource packet has all kinds of things. And then I also bring the continuing conversations that are the parent-student worksheets that go with each lesson. And so I bring 3 different things to parent night: the workbook, the conversations, and the resource packet. And so, Lana, I can jump over to kind of like the overview of the curriculum and the TEKS and some of I have some great research that just came out on results of the program, or we can just chat if they have questions about topics or the 6 different big areas of the health TEKS. We can just do question and answer. This is your time. What do you guys want to see or to know?
I think it might help if, because it's been a while, maybe just go over the main topics and the TEKS
Okay.
that the curriculum talks about,
I
just
can
real
do that.
briefly.
Can I share screen? Let's see. I can. Do you see the black screen?
Yes.
Okay, with the logo? Okay. And just stop me at any point because I can't see you guys anymore, but Lena, just holler if somebody has a question and we can stop and dig deeper into any of these slides.
Okay.
So the STEAM curriculum has been used since 2004 in Texas school districts. And so it covers the education standards, meaning the legislation and the TEKS. It's medically accurate and proven effective. So we've got different tools that I can show you on the pre-post survey for knowledge and behavior changes for 5th grade all the way through high school. So the health standards right now in the TEKS that came out in 2021, and school districts chose curricula starting in 2022, cover these 6 big areas: the physical health and hygiene, mental health and wellness, eating, healthy eating, physical activity, injury and violence prevention that has to do with like abuse and trafficking, sex trafficking, dating violence, then alcohol, tobacco and drugs, and reproductive and sexual health. So about 30 to 40% of the health TEKS are what our parents categorized as sensitive topics or sensitive SEs, student expectations. So in 2023, instead of 1 workbook, we split it into 2 workbooks. So the different grade levels are 5th grade excursion, 6th grade envision, 7th grade equip, 8th grade explore, and high school is embark. And you can see the little A's and B's at the bottom of the workbook, but this is what the table of contents look like. Is that forwarding?
No, we still see the black screen. There it is.
Well,
We see it now.
About that here, sorry. So the workbooks and the different grade levels, and then the table of contents. So our teachers suggested, can we have 2 workbooks, one with the non-sensitive TEKS and workbook A, and sensitive TEKS and workbook B. So the first book has 9 lessons, and the second book has 5 lessons. And so school districts across Texas are still figuring out how and where do we put the LTs, because K through 8 is mandatory, and high school, if it's a credit to graduate, is mandatory. But if there's not a dedicated class for it, where do you put it? And so you can choose from a textbook that has anywhere from 100 to 180 lessons and is a great fit for schools that have dedicated health classes. But if not, then this is a good alternative, because you can do it like once a week for 14 weeks and put it inside of another class and have some flexibility in being able to deliver the TEKS. But if a dedicated class is not available, then this is a great option for those schools. And schools and parents can utilize the website to view the workbook. So up in the corner, it says Parent Access. Then you see this simple form, and this is on your parent permission forms too. And then they enter the password. And then once they enter the password, the top shelf are workbook A's, the bottom shelf are workbook B's. And you can flip through every single lesson, workbook A and workbook B, so that you can see all of the content. It is copyrighted, so it's not able to be downloaded or copied or shared, but they can flip through the entire book, and they can come to your office to review a book, or they can get on our website and review, buy a set of the books for themselves. It's only $5, and then they can, if there's some of these sensitive lessons, like this is a 5th grade, what's safe and unsafe touch, they can go over the lesson at home with their child before they have it in the classroom, which is wonderful. I love that. And yeah. Oh, sorry, I thought there was a question.
Any questions so far? Okay, we're good.
And then there are teachers in the leader kits also have quizzes that if they give a grade, there's quizzes that go along with the lesson, and then the continuing conversation that is the parent, guardian, and student worksheet that just kind of opens the door to have deeper, meaningful conversations with their children at home. And so examples of the exercises based on what it outlines in the TEKS are some of these exercises, like this one here on mental health, on how internal and external factors influence self-esteem, or developing strategies for long-term personal goals. Then these are the journal pages that the students have. We ask our teachers to keep the workbooks confidential or locked up each week until the end, where the students can take it home. But there are some areas that they fill in with facts and stats and vocabulary words. But then we encourage the teachers to let the students have plenty of reflection time so that they can fill in the larger areas and think through, if they get into a difficult situation, how are they going to respond? What are the refusal skills and boundaries that they're going to utilize to get out of that situation, so that they're not as distracted and they can focus on what they're supposed to be focusing on for school. So science and math and literature, and not all these other distractions. And so this is a high school page talking about unprocessed, processed, and ultra-processed foods. These are the injury and violence prevention TEKS. And so what are the strategies and benefits to avoid violence, gangs, weapons, human trafficking. And at the very bottom, how to resist inappropriate digital and online communications, such as social media, posting, receiving photos, sexting, pornography. So whatever vocabulary word you see in that grade's TEKS, text, like this is 7th grade, then that's the vocabulary that we make sure that's in the workbooks. We're not going above and beyond in more advanced content than what is required in the teach. We want to stay age appropriate and family focused. So this is an 8th grade exercise of the sexting dangers, what is pornography and the dangers in it, and trafficking. And then we go into alcohol, tobacco, and drugs, teens, which are a lot of them about vaping, secondhand aerosol, misuse of over-the-counter, prescription drugs. And so these are a few other examples of worksheets that are in the student books. And then we get into reproductive and sexual health, and there's a lot in here about the difference between friendship, dating relationships, and marriage. What are appropriate and effective methods of communicating emotions in dating relationships and marriage? What are the benefits of healthy marriage, including companionship, social, emotional, and financial health? So even though that all falls into reproductive and sexual health, it's a part of the healthy relationship teams. And so for 5th grade, we have examples of how to build a healthy and happy home. In 7th grade, what's healthy, unhealthy, and abusive relationships, and what's the difference between infatuation and love. And then the reproductive and sexual health continues, talking about anatomy, puberty, and reproduction. So how do you compare and contrast the physical, hormonal changes in males and females that occur during puberty? And what are the fetal developmental stages? And so we do that with diagrams and questions. Encouraging students to be abstinent, or if they're already sexually active, doing course corrections or redo, and helping them to realize they don't have to continue putting themselves at risk. And so those are just a couple of examples of the content of the workbook. Lana, do you want me to go to the parent worksheets, or do you want to stop and talk more content?
Do you have any questions so far? I guess if we don't have any questions, I think this is the same presentation that you would give at the parent night.
Yes.
Too.
And so it's a little different because I spend more time on the resource packet and the continuing conversation, but I want them to see the whole program and the teaks and the legislation and the results, just like what you guys are seeing.
Okay. I would like to see your results.
Yeah. And so the pre-post survey, it only takes about 10 or 15 minutes. It's 22 questions. And so you get specific results for each of your campuses. It's completely anonymous and voluntary. And then you get a great snapshot of what they're learning pre-post. And there's a big difference in understanding the dangers of social media. Stress reduction techniques is a big one that we see pre-post. That abstinence is the best way to avoid pregnancy, and STDs is another big jump that we see in 9th grade. In high school, it's on social media, that abstinence is the best way to avoid pregnancy and STDs. This is again high school. Stress reduction techniques, positive movement in understanding the dangers of bullying and cyberbullying. And so in 55 to 70% of the questions, of the measures that we're measuring, there's positive movement. In that remaining, there's either no movement or what's called not statistically significant movement. And so there's not negative movement is what I'm getting at. And so we're seeing really good results in the students' understanding of the consequences, but more important, how to use their refusal skills, their goal setting, their boundary setting to see where these skills can give them more freedom to set their goals and to dream big. I know that sounds pie in the sky, but we want to reduce these distractions so they can be free to set goals and not be, fearful of, dreaming big for the future.
We had also talked about earlier before you got on about how this curriculum allows for other players to come in and share those lessons, like your nurse, your school resource officer, that there's different sections where other school staff can come in and answer questions that are, any questions that may be more specific than, because normally it's our counselors who are facilitating those lessons, but they can pull in other people as another resource to answer questions for kids.
Yeah, I love it when schools let that out, and I can train all of these different individuals to either just be cross-trained or to go in with a classroom teacher and be a resource, because as they are in the classroom, that SRO officer, for example, is building that relationship, and when they're going over what's illegal and legal, like let's say in trafficking, there's a much bigger disclosure of trafficking to an SRO officer who's been in the classroom during that lesson than the officers that aren't in the classroom during that lesson. And so it really makes a difference, and I love the way that your school, sets it up like that.
Any questions?
I have a quick question on kind of the parent night that you mentioned. Does that primarily just cover the curriculum that you would cover in school, or is it also, I think a lot about digital media, right? Does it also talk about maybe what apps are new and that parents should be on the lookout for, how people can traffic your kids? Does it go into that sort of
Well, it's
depth?
part of, she mentioned the pamphlet that she would bring,
Okay.
and it talks about that.
Because I think that would be a huge value add.
We also do Wake Up Wednesdays on Facebook, and we post them on our website, and it talks about all of those different apps that are out there. We've been doing that for, this is our third year, Jennifer? About our third year to participate in Wake Up Wednesdays and post it. We put it on Facebook and to try and help educate them. And it's a one-pager, just some things you need to consider before
Like
you allow
anything
your...
that's new,
Yes.
anything that's new
Right.
online.
I don't know that we can keep up with all that's new.
Like, that's a
but
full-time
we can
job.
try. Go ahead.
It's nice that there's parents that have, tried things in the past, apps that they like ARC or, Covenant Eyes or different apps like that, and can share with parents that maybe their child is just getting a phone and how they navigated that conversation at home about trust and transparency, and that respect is earned through, that device. And so it's nice to just bring people together, and I just ask the audience questions sometimes, like, what is your favorite app to use? What app are you most worried about? And it's just a time too for parents to, it's not me just talking the whole time is what I'm getting at. It's time for, for parents to talk to one another, which is nice.
Great, thank you.
Did you have a copy of the flyer that you had mentioned at the beginning that you would bring with you to the parent night that talked about social media?
Oh, to me?
Yes.
I can share that with you. It lists all the different things that we go over, and then everything that's highlighted in yellow you can customize.
Okay, so once we set up the day for our parent night, you would send that to me and we would get it updated? Okay.
It's the website, and you can also add the password to it so they can look at the workbooks ahead of time if they want.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, thank you so much for taking the time to join us. And sometime you'll have to come back and visit and tell us about your trip to Africa.
Oh, I would love to. The school districts over there are so ready to get workbooks of their own. But right now, we're working on things like how do you even get pencils? because so many of them are sitting on the concrete floor and they just have chalkboards and even no pencils. And so
Oh my goodness.
trying to figure out things like that is so different than in the States.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us and for making the time. I'll talk to you soon.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so that worked out perfectly, actually. Just for her to visit with y'all about the program, and I'll get with her and set up. And this is, you know, if as a committee, if you want to view other curriculums that are out there, we can set that up and do that too as well. I don't ever want you to feel like this is it and this is only it. But, so like I said, it's been several years since we made that recommendation to the board. So we can always go back and review it. Okay. We talked about the wellness plan policy before we talked with her. I just wanted to let you know here, and Jared may want to jump in, we do have the anti-choking devices on campuses in the event that a student or a staff member is choking. Anything specific you want to share about that?
Oh, no, I went and touched base with each of the nurses, and we have those stationed in the AED boxes, and so kind of talk to them about making sure anyone that's on lunch duty understands that they're there and how to use those. And so if y'all have any questions about that, please let me know. And yes.
Am I getting an updated AED box so I can fit that one in there?
Yes, we've got to order you another one if we don't have one on hand to get you the full, so the bigger one, right?
Yeah, the bigger one.
Do we have two out at the cosmetology? I think that was what we were
So when
looking
we
at. thought had
moved
one,
the AED that was in, so the
but not
one,
the case.
it didn't have a
Okay.
case. And so we'll have to, yeah,
We
I'll
will-
make a note to get one ordered for you.
I was going to, real quick, Jennifer, can you tell me where Wake Up Wednesday is, real quick?
We just put it on the LISD Facebook page. It is a
The homepage?
Livingston ISD Facebook, you're on the website there.
Oh, it's not on our website?
As I used to.
I don't think so.
Oh.
I believe we've only been
Okay.
sharing the Facebook. I'll put that down to locate the Wake Up Wednesday website.
We'll find that and we can share that with the next one. So, just to, and it's an international organization that prepares those, and so they stay pretty up to date try to stay on top of all the new things that are out there. So I'll show that to you next time. We also are required now to have a program for students who are, basically a tobacco e-cigarette awareness program, and the Texas School Safety Center provides that video. So if we have students that are getting a referral, it's a pretty lengthy course. It's 3 to 4 hours to complete it. If they're caught with a vape in school. And so this is the curriculum that we are using to do that. To help educate them, help them make better choices. We are, just to recap on staff health, we had a flu vaccine with Brookshire Brothers on August the 29th, and there's actually one that took place today with Walmart to offer that to our staff. And then we have Miss Yuski. She's going to visit with us real quick about lunch money, now update, campus allergy rosters, and upcoming events that she has going on. And I know he talked about in the minutes of the meeting from the last one about the Jingle Bell Run. So are we still planning that and getting it together? So everybody be on the lookout for that event. If we don't, we should meet back again in December. But just keep that on your radar that's in progress.
The elementary principals want to race, so it better happen.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna happen. The city puts it on, and then we kind of have a contest to see which kids come, and it depends on who's at football, baseball, and all that, but all the elementaries come, and We cheer on the kids and scream and go horse,
It's a
trying
really
to get
fun
them
community event.
Yeah.
It's participation.
Okay, so I don't know if y'all know about the Lunch Money Now program back in the day. We had it where parents can just go put their money on their account, but it's now changed to Pay School Central. It's on the food service department web link that you can find it in LISD. The students still can put money on their accounts, but they're also putting money on other accounts. They have, I think, fundraisers or some field trip, some other things. It's not just food service. It's several other things that's happening throughout the districts. The parents can check money and their students' balances, put money in the program, and also view the activities of what the student is eating or snacking on. My biggest thing I wanted to bring up today is the second point is food allergies. As of October 1st, students without a physician-signed allergy sheet, they were removed from our program, our POS system, point of sale system. We can no longer accommodate those meals, but if they would give us a signed physician application or allergy sheet, we'll go ahead and put them back on. But it went, high school had 3 pages, and now we only have maybe 20 kids on it. So it was, we had some that were from seniors that we still had in first grade, but they had still an allergy, and they no longer did. But we have, if the parents want us to accommodate those meals, we need to have a physician sign, not parent sign, a physician sign allergy sheet.
And is that yearly? It doesn't roll?
It rolls over, yes, but
Okay.
it's nice to get a new one because sometimes they outgrow the allergy.
So if it was an actual doctor, physician's note, it did in fact roll over and they're still on the list?
They're still
So
on the list.
there's no expiration.
No,
Right,
ma'am,
so like-
no, ma'am,
That's what
unless
I'm
the parent gives us a note stating that, hey, I'm no longer, that's how we take them off. And we now have on our system, we have medical document, MD, the date that we put it in there on our screen, and what the allergy is. So in the past, we had a lot of lactose, we had a lot of red dye, we had a lot of, peanut allergies, how severe, and that's where a lot of our allergies are coming. How severe is it? We just got one from Pine Ridge this morning about a student, maybe a pre-K student. So we just now starting some of these allergies in pre-K, and now we're, something that possibly could have got them sick by eating our breakfast on that Friday before.
Okay.
So it starts, but we have to have a note from the mom or the parent stating when to take that allergy off. And that's,
I'm glad
this
they don't
year,
expire.
you took them off though, this year?
if because Miss Lindsay went to all of you, sent everybody a note stating documentation. If they were already on it, you had one, the nurses had one, we took y'all's notes. If we didn't have it on our end,
So, but next year, is that gonna happen too, or that was just a one-time
no,
thing?
one-time thing. It's now new ones, new people coming in, and if they have new allergies, we'll have to have physician signed.
Okay, I'm glad it doesn't expire, because I was worried if you required a family to go every year
Yeah.
for
No.
an allergy they're gonna have the rest of their life, that's a big
Well,
time commitment
some of the
and
kids,
monetary.
some of the kids outgrow the lactose intolerant.
Right.
So that's good.
Yeah, some of them, so that's where, once they get to junior high, I don't need the special milk anymore. Well, until your parent takes it off, you cannot take regular milk, you cannot take chocolate or white. And that's where a lot of the junior high kids are having the meltdowns, because it says you're on the list.
Do they have to have a doctor's note, just a parent note to take them off?
Take them off as just a parent note. To put them on it, we have to have a physician. Okay? And then our last upcoming and ongoing, we have fun day trade days. I don't know if some of at our elementaries, once a week, we pick a day of the week. We don't know what day it is. And we put a sticker on the trays, and the one that goes through the line wins a free ice cream, snack, or something. We just give them. So every grade level, I think there's at least 3 to 4 kids there's kids that don't get ice cream, there's kids that don't get snacks, so this is a perfect way to give them something. And then we started the teacher meals. It's not gonna happen this week because we had the holiday, but on Fridays, we do the teacher meals, so the teachers are loving that. This week is also National School Lunch Week, and the topic is Taste the World. So at the junior high school level, if you want to try a banh mi burger, it's a Vietnamese dish, so that's something I'm excited to taste that tomorrow. Wednesday is a kofta meatball, a Mediterranean dish. And then Thursday is jerk chicken, and that's a Caribbean dish. And then we have egg rolls and fried rice on Friday. Roving chefs that are coming up. Huh?
Is that at every campus?
I know, I can't wait. These are, even my staff is like, are we really gonna make this?
I was gonna say.
Yeah, are we really gonna make these? Roving chef, we have, starting tomorrow at for pre-K, they're going to taste the world. But they're not gonna taste these dishes. They're going to taste, we're gonna give them little samples of falafel, tofu, a Vietnamese. My chef is taking care of all these crazy dishes that they're just going to, I know there's a couple of, especially one of them is my grandbaby, she's Egyptian, so falafel I think is an Egyptian dish, so that's the reason why we're trying. I tried it this morning, I didn't like it. And then he's making some type of cheese or something else, so it's kind of, I mean, it's going to be, these kids are going to love it. And then pumpkins, the elementaries are going to be doing coloring pumpkins, but we're also going to be baking pumpkin bars that we're serving for Thanksgiving. So they're going to incorporate a little bit of pumpkin. And then at Creekside, we have the farmers market, which we will have a table display set up for taste of different foods. We're going to taste the world too, so we're going to go out and find some crazy food for people to taste. And they're also going to give away a TV during that time. So for anybody that comes in, wants to put in for a ticket in, we're giving away a TV.
Nice.
Okay?
I like that.
All right.
For kinder too.
That's the Taste the World. No ma'am, it's just right now, it's just pre-K. Yeah. Because pre-K doesn't get to do anything.
Yeah.
The other ones get to, the kindergarten, pre-K kids get to enjoy some of the roving shifts. They do pizzas and stuff. So, yeah. Okay, that's it. That's a good one.
I have one question on the Pay School Central. I love that we're doing digital payments now. I think it's a great idea to do, any kind of permission, like any field trip money through that. I haven't quite seen that on the parent end yet, but I do think it'd be really nice if, maybe we could communicate that a little bit more. Like I know I've received kind of one-off text messages like, hey, tell me about that digital payment. And I'm sure it's on the website, but I think if we could maybe push that through Parent Square, or maybe I missed it. I think that would be really beneficial.
I also noticed this morning when I talked to the junior high students, staff, where's the menus? Where's the lunch menus? And so I guess we need to get it out there also as well, where parents and students can find, and it's on the website, but they just,
It's harder to
Scroll
right there. No, right there. Scroll
My
right
son
there. It
is
says
going
lunch
to school
menu,
and it
the lunch
sends
menus,
me
right there on the end in the
that's where
green.
it sends me an email
Sounds
whenever
like
it
the
runs
cards
low.
on the
It'll like
Yeah.
continue to
Yeah.
send it.
It's more the initial, my kids are on there now, but I think just the initial loading.
This tells you everything that we're having, and then if you scroll up, just, I say scroll up, scroll down, sorry. Right there, it says filters. So if you hit that filter in the blue next to the bell, you can, if somebody's allergic to milk, you hit milk and it scratches everything that has milk on it. So if they're allergic to eggs, so there's a lot of things.
So it shows you where it's.
It also has the calories for the nurses on there. The carbs. So it's a nice little program.
Yeah, that's really nice. It'd be really great if we could somehow upload money on Parent Square where it's all in one place. Maybe one day. I love that though. Great job. And my daughter's in kindergarten and I went to eat lunch with her and the first thing she said was, Mommy, have you seen our 5-star restaurant? So great job.
Did she say, has she heard the carrot song?
I don't know.
Miss Charlotte's every day, we serve carrots almost every day. And she's, carrots, carrots, we love our carrots. And it's just hilarious.
So I'm curious now, is for the field trip money to happen, is that just something we need to turn on?
I think it's already there. I think it's on on this Pay School Central.
So we just need to share that with parents as an option and probably.
Yeah, because we're
emphasis.
scrambling for, $6 or $7 or whatever. So it'd be really great if we could do digital
But
payments.
we just gotta make sure it goes
To the right
into
school.
the right, into the right program.
fundraiser,
Because you're gonna, once it goes into the lunch account program, it stays in the lunch account. We cannot take it over to the next, to something else going on.
So Debbie, is that still the same program, like their Chromebook insurance for junior high and high school, are they still paying through that? So it may just be that, I don't know that, like, Myron, as a principal, did you know that there was an ability for that at the elementary? So I don't know that,
We just need to
we need to look into it.
figure out how
But the
it works
information
and
kind of got filtered down correctly.
Okay,
may take us a little bit of time to get everybody,
on the same page.
yeah, then we can definitely do that. Great. Any questions or anything else that we need to talk about? Anything specific we need to consider for the agenda for the next meeting?
I have one last question on allergies. Are teachers trained, like if they have a student in their classroom with a specific allergy, are they trained on that allergy or what to look out for? Or is it that part of the 504 meeting typically?
So both, yes. All of our teachers are trained at the beginning of the school year through one of the modules. The nurses can also, if they have, not just necessarily allergies, but if they have a diabetic student, they can send me the name of that teacher and we can assign them
And then you
additional
push it to them.
trainings if we need to.
Okay.
And then the nurses also,
We also put the allergy signs outside of the teacher's class, like this child is allergic to, not the child, but
Right.
allergies
There's a
to
student,
peanuts
yeah.
or anything like that.
free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Orange free.
we have all kinds of signs outside the classroom.
Okay.
Something not on the agenda that came up this morning when we were doing bus driver training, Region 6 provided bus driver training this morning. Diane Wilson, who is at Region 6, currently working under a grant, shared with us opportunities for mental health training that's required through the 88th legislature. And there's a 4-year timeline rollout for us to complete that. And so she, and through her grant, can provide training. And basically anybody that comes in contact with a student is required to, it's in intervals requirements of 25. So for this year, we have to meet the 25% training for staff that come in contact with students. And so eventually, over the next 4 years, we have to reach 100%. And so what she shared is that typically costs about $50 per staff for that training, but through her grant, she can provide that training for free through us sending staff to her. So anyway, that's something for us to consider and look at and try to schedule.
so we need to ask them too, because the majority of our staff have been through their 2 trainings, Trauma 1 and Trauma 2.
Oh, really?
Is that, this is a conversation we need to have, but we need to check and see, like, if our teachers, because we started coming into compliance
Yeah.
with that
Oh, really? Okay.
2 years ago.
Okay.
So if those teachers fall under that,
Okay. Because I know, well, she specified like the bus drivers and stuff
yes,
like that.
I agree.
And so we're going to be talking about sending the bus drivers for that trauma training.
Okay. Well, grants are nice,
Yeah.
so we'll definitely be following up on that. It's 4:04, so I try not to go over an hour. So if there's no other questions, or I can stay back too if you have questions you don't want to ask me from the group. But thank you again for your time. If you didn't sign the sign-in sheet, please do so. And have a great day. Thank you.